From vibrant American cities to some of the country's best beaches, today Living In takes you to Florida's property hotspots, Miami and the Gulf Coast.
With around 1,200 miles of coastline and some of the best beaches in the US, it's no wonder that Florida is becoming the #1 long-haul stomping ground for Brits, with some 1.5 million of them coming to the Sunshine State every year. And with more coming back again and again, it's fast becoming one of the favourite places to buy property. Today, I'm going to be finding out what's involved in buying a place in Florida, what's available, and what makes this place so popular. The latter of which, I don't think I'll have much of a problem with.
Geographically about the same size as England, Florida is the 4th most populated state in the US with some 16 million residents. And as you might expect in a country with more than 1,200 miles of coastline, most of these communities are concentrated around the beaches. And with more Brits than ever looking to buy property in Florida, it's no wonder that places such as the Gulf Coast and Miami are seeing their populations increase and their property markets boom. Miami is by far the most famous and colourful city in Florida. Some say it's the Art Deco buildings that give it its character, others say it's the beaches, and some more say it's the weather. But for me, what makes it special is its people. Miami has a large migrant population, nearly 2/3 of which are Cuban. Most of these are gathered in Little Havana, definitely one of the most soulful places in the city. Strolling along Calle Ocho and watching the old men play dominoes also makes it one of the most rewarding to visit. As well as Little Havana, there are several other Latino pockets, including Haitians, Brazilians, and Colombians. And it's this diversity that makes it one of the most vibrant and cosmopolitan cities in the States. The reason for Miami's large number of immigrants is its position at the southern tip of Florida. It's the closest major US city to the Caribbean and the gateway to and from Latin America. The area of Miami with skyscrapers and offices is downtown. South Beach is Baywatch, Bal Harbour is home to those with big checkbooks, and Coconut Grove is more residential. Compared to some parts of Florida, Miami is fairly expensive, and locations like South Beach and Harbour, you can be talking about millions. The key is to know where to look, and for that, you need some expert advice. Daniel Ikovics moved to Miami from Brazil about 10 years ago, and has been in real estate ever since.
Currently in Miami, we have two types of buyers. We have investors or speculators who are buying simply to flip it and resell it. And we also have people who are coming from abroad, especially Europe, to buy it as a second home or a vacation home. South Beach is where the young, trendier generation tends to be. You find a lot of tourists, you find a lot of locals, as well as people from overseas, who are buying here, investors. Then we have Coral Gables, is a neighborhood mainly consisted of families, great schools. And then we have Brickell. Brickell is the financial district. It's the heart of business of Miami. In Brickell, you also find it's similar than Miami Beach. You have young, trendy people, but they're living close to work. Areas up and coming in Miami, I see is what we call the Arts District. The Arts District is currently composed of warehouses, and there's been a trend there of bringing down some of the warehouses to develop new buildings, high-rises, and I think that's definitely an up and coming. Currently, you can find affordable prices there, but I would say in about 3 to 5 years, it'll definitely be the next big thing. Currently, we're at Portofino Tower. It's located at the southern tip of Miami Beach, and from here you have 360-degree views from everywhere in Miami. You can see South Beach, Fisher Island, and of course the ocean. This is a 3-bedroom property. It has 3 bathrooms, state-of-the-art kitchen, and 3 balconies. Amenities included in the building is a swimming pool. You have sauna, you have state-of-the-art gym, valet parking. Basically, you have a concierge 24 hours to serve you. This is going currently for about $1.8 million.
The place that everyone wants to see, or be seen, is South Beach. This is where all the iconic shots of Miami are taken. The beach lifestyle here is legendary, and at the weekends people put on their skimpiest shorts and flock down with a picnic hamper to meet friends, mingle and play in the odd volleyball competition. Running alongside the beach is the famous Ocean Drive and its glorious Art Deco buildings. Not so long ago, this area was more likely to be in a scene from Miami Vice than a hotbed for property, and for years it was even where Al Capone had his office. Nowadays, it's the largest collection of Art Deco buildings in the world and one of the most expensive places in the city to buy property. And pretty much all the rundown Art Deco buildings have now been converted. Being a causeway, space in South Beach is obviously at a premium. All new buildings tend to either be in the Art Deco style or luxury high-rise. One lady who has her finger on the pulse of the Miami property market is Margarita San Clemente.
The property market in Miami right now is, I think, one of the hottest in the world. Whatever you buy, if you wait 1 or 2 years, you will get a good profit if you want to sell your property at that moment. If I put a property on the market on Wednesday and then by the weekend I have 2, 3, or 4 offers, full price or even more than the asking price. Miami is changing. Before it was not such a cultural city, but now it's becoming. The Park Jungle has just been moved. The Children's Museum was just opened last summer. And they're building 3 more museums that will be open also, I think, in the end of this year. We have a lot of people coming to live to Florida. We have 1,000 people coming daily. So that's why properties are going up, and we don't know when this is going to stop. British people, more than moving in, are investing. They're buying properties to rent, and they're buying pre-construction. If a client comes with $100,000, we can help him buy 1-bedroom apartment at Brickell. If a client comes with $200,000, we can move him to a 2-bedroom apartment. From $300,000 to $500,000, we can buy a very nice apartment in a new building in pre-construction. Prices in South Miami are much higher, especially when you get closer to the ocean, properties goes up. So you can get a 1-bedroom apartment not for less than $500,000.
In Florida, the car is king, and to get anywhere fast, you've got to have your own wheels. But fortunately, car hire is very reasonable and petrol is cheap. Roads in the major cities can be quite congested at peak times, but otherwise it's not too bad. Motorways are generally quite good, and apart from the odd toll road, are free to use. But do be aware that there will be some major roadworks taking place throughout the whole of Florida over the next few years to cope with the large increase of road users. Aside from busy city areas, parking is straightforward. If you don't drive, there are some good public transport links, but not too many. By night, a car is also vital to visit the city's best restaurants. Being so culturally diverse, you do get far more variety than anywhere else in the States. Versailles in Little Havana, for example, is a Miami institution. As you might expect, the hippest place to hang out by night in Miami is South Beach. And all along Ocean Drive, the Art Deco buildings turn on their groovy neons for people to kick back and relax in some of the funkiest and swankiest venues, and all within earshot of the Atlantic Ocean.
When people think of beaches and sand and sun, they think about holidays. What would it be like to have this on your doorstep every day?
Originally from the UK, Tricia Posner and her husband Gerald are part of the growing breed of people moving to Miami from other parts of the US.
Miami to me is the best of what America has to offer right now in terms of a metropolis that also has a bit of fun, great weather, and a bit of excitement at the same time. You'll get somebody who's paying $200 a month in a little beach flat next to somebody in $1 million condominium. Blacks, whites, Hispanics, gays, straights, that's the cultural melting pot of Miami. The Hispanic and Latin community are politicians,
yes.
They're major developers, they are the success people in the town. So you feel their impact in a different way. They're integrated into the society like they are in no other American city.
You need to speak Spanish when you live here. I tell you, that's one thing that we learned. You have to have some knowledge of Spanish. I mean, it's to walk down the street and hear English, you're like, oh, English. I just heard the American English or British, because Spanish is definitely rules here.
We were looking here for years and years, and we used to visit Miami from the late 80s, and we saw the resurgence coming along, and we'd say, maybe this year we should buy something down there, and then we'd look and say, nah, it's not worth it. It's still such a funny area. And it became a running joke with friends of ours who thought we would never actually get down there. And then 4 years ago, we did find a property that was being developed, and you have to buy it on paper. They just show you the plan and some drawings of what it looks like. And we went back to New York and told friends of ours who are very cynical and New Yorkers, and they said, you gave money to a developer in Miami who doesn't have even a piece of steel on the ground, just a drawing, and you expect to have an apartment in a few years. And then we were worried we had bought swampland.
This particular apartment is a 2-bedroom apartment. Each bedroom has an ensuite bathroom. One has a regular bath, one has a shower. And this area is a dining and living area. But this is a choice that when you get this type of space, you can make it into whatever you want. We've just made this very much our own space. The kitchen work area is here, which is very, very unusual in some apartments because a lot of them you have the kitchen separate. We happen to like this. It makes it very open. It's great for entertaining. I actually think, in a funny way, a British accent in the States gets you very far. So I think if you want a good tip, just put on your best British accent, put your foot forward. You can make it anywhere here.
Buckle up. In part 2, we head north to Florida's Gulf Coast towns of Tampa, St. Petersburg, and Clearwater.